You walk into a model home, instantly feel like you've stepped into a dream. I mean, the lighting is perfect. The kitchen looks like something out of a magazine, of course. Every room feels fresh and inviting. And then you see the price tag and you think, okay, that's not too bad. But here's the thing. The number on the brochure that says starting at, it doesn't tell you the full story. Hey, I'm Krystal Walker with 𝗗𝗶𝗿𝗲𝗰𝘁, and you're watching Where to Live in Northern Virginia, where we answer all your questions about just that. So if you have a question we haven't answered yet, or if you'd like to talk about your home buying plans, click the link in the description to schedule your perfect home consultation. We'll meet one-on-one via Zoom to answer your questions and come up with a personalized game plan for your home purchase. Now, today we're breaking down the hidden costs that come with buying a new construction home, because the price you see online or on the model isn't what you're actually going to end up paying once everything is said and done. All right, so let's get into it. When a builder lists a home for, say, starting at $700,000, that's what's called the base price. The base price is the cost of the home before any upgrades, options, or lot selections are added. It's basically the price of the structure itself, the 4 walls, a roof, and the most basic finishes possible. It's the builder's version of the bare minimum. What most people don't realize is that the model homes, the ones you walk through and fall in love with, those are absolutely not base models. Think of it like the luxury car sitting on the showroom floor. The one on display is fully loaded with every possible upgrade. That beautiful backsplash, quartz countertop, upgraded flooring, the luxury primary bath, all of those are upgrades. Builders use those models to help buyers see what's possible, and it works. But at the same time, it can also create a false sense of what you can actually get for the advertised price. In Northern Virginia, it's not unusual for the model home to have anywhere from, say, $80,000 to even $150,000 worth of upgrades, and sometimes even more than that. So while the builder might be advertising a home starting at $700,000, the one you actually fell in love with could end up costing closer to, say, $100,000, because the base price is really just the beginning. Once you start adding in the features that make a house feel like a home, that number starts to climb up quickly. The key takeaway here, don't anchor your expectations to the base price. Instead, anchor them to what you actually want in your finished home. All right, let's talk about something else that surprises a lot of people, and that's gonna be lot premiums. When you're choosing a lot in a new community, not all lots are gonna be priced the same. The lot you pick can have a big impact on your total sales price. So if you chose a lot that's on a cul-de-sac, or maybe that backs to trees, faces the right direction for sunlight, or sits on a larger corner, you're probably gonna pay a premium for it. That premium is what the builder charges for a better location within the community. It's an upgrade, but for dirt. In our market, lot premiums can start for as little as $10,000 and go up from there. And builders don't always advertise these premiums up front. A lot of times buyers walk in thinking they're getting the base price and then discover that all the available lots have premiums attached. So now that $700,000 home you thought you were buying just became $740,000 before you even picked out any of your finishes. It's not a scam, it's just part of how builders price things. But it's one of those costs that catches people off guard. If you want to avoid these surprises, make sure you ask early in a process, what's the lot premium on this site? Because that's a pretty small question that can have a big impact on your budget. All right, now let's move to where most buyers go from "we're doing great" to "how did I get here?" The design center. This is really the fun part. This is where you get to pick out all the things that make your house feel personal. Flooring, cabinets, countertops, lighting, hardware, tile, paint colors. It's also where your budget can explode if you're not careful. Builders include what's called builder grade finishes in the base price. These are standard materials. They look fine. They work fine, but they're not what you saw in that model home. So if you want to match what you saw during your tour, you'll likely be upgrading almost every surface. And those upgrades can add up fast. A different type of countertop might add $8,000. Changing the flooring throughout the main level, another $15,000. Cabinet upgrades can easily reach tens of thousands, right? Add a backsplash, changing light fixtures, upgrade the appliance packages, and before you know it, you've already added $50,000 or more in options. Most buyers end up spending between 10 to 20% of their home's base price at the design center. So for a $700,000 home, that could be another $70,000 to $140,000 just in upgrades. And here's something a lot of buyers don't realize. Certain everyday items you might assume come standard often don't. So overhead light in the bedrooms, not always standard. Ceiling fans, those are usually not included. Blinds and window coverings, definitely not included either. On top of that, you might need to add outlets for fans or a wire for pendant lights above the kitchen island. Now, these aren't huge expenses individually, but they stack up fast, especially when you're making dozens of design decisions in one sitting. So here's my advice to you. Focus on the things that are hard or expensive to change later. Flooring, cabinetry, your kitchen layout, anything structural like an extra bedroom or a finished basement. Those are going to be your smart upgrades. Things like paint color and light fixtures or even window coverings can be done later at your own pace often for much less. So when you're in the design center, go in with a plan. You want to know what's essential and what's just nice to have. That could be the difference between staying within your budget and walking out with sticker shock. At this point, you might be wondering, so how do I prepare for all of this without blowing up my budget? All right, so here's how you're gonna stay ahead of it. First, add a cushion of at least 10 to 15% on top of your total purchase budget. So if you're interested in a property that's listed for $800,000, you might want to plan for somewhere between $880,000 and $920,000. That'll give you some breathing room for lot premiums, upgrades, and design center surprises. Second, before signing anything, ask for a features versus upgrades list. Every builder should have one. It'll tell you exactly what's included in the base price and what's considered an add-on. Third, and this might not always be possible, but if the builder will allow it, visit the design center before you go under contract. That way you'll know what's realistic for your budget before you fall in love with a bunch of features that aren't included. And finally, work with an agent who has experience with new construction. Someone like Abraham, who knows how to spot red flags, ask the right questions, and help you understand where the real costs come in. Builders have sales reps who represent the builder's best interest. Your agent represents you. And that can make a huge difference in how smoothly the process goes. New construction homes are amazing. Everything is brand new, customized to your taste, and ready for your family's next chapter. But it's easy to underestimate what it actually costs to get there. The truth is, builders aren't trying to hide things. They just present the ideal version of what your home could be. It's up to you to go in prepared, ask the right questions, and budget for the full picture. We understand how base prices, lot premiums, and upgrades really work. You can make smarter choices, avoid surprises, and end up with a home that feels right, not one that drains your wallet. I'm Krystal Walker with 𝗗𝗶𝗿𝗲𝗏, one half of the 𝗗𝗶𝗿𝗏 team. If you want to see what these upgrades and features look like in real life, check out Abraham's new construction tours here on the channel. I'll link the playlist down below. They'll give you a visual on how those hidden costs actually show up in finished homes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.